Hi, everyone, and welcome. I am finally back sharing inspiration using the Spellbinders Club kits. This one is for October 2025. So, I'm going to show you the cards that I created. I'm also going to create this card on screen for you. This is using the Stitching Die of the Month. Now, if you're interested in any of the supplies that I'm using today, they will be linked down below in the video description and over on my blog. So I'm going to quickly walk through the club subscriptions. First, we have the stencil of the month. This one is a layering stencil. The layering stencils are always some of my favorite from Spellbinders. And this one layers together to create a snowman. So you have the different layers to do the cheeks, the eyes, the face, the background, the carrot nose, and then some fun added details. So here is the card that I created using that stencil of the month. It's a really clean and simple card, very easy to do. And then all I needed to do was add a sentiment to the front. The next club that we're going to take a look at is the large die of the month, and this one is amazing. This might be one of my favorite clubs from this month. It creates this beautiful, I don't remember the word that you call these type of windows, egress windows maybe, not really sure, but it is beautiful. This is actually a window I want to put in front of my house. So I had a great time putting this together. You have the curtains, a Christmas tree, you can add some presents. There's even a string of lights that you can add. But in the background, I have the brick stencil. So this is the 3D embossing folder of the month. Great for this type of project. You can go dark background like I did, or more subtle and use some light colors. Next, we have the die of the month. So this is the small die, and I don't know why they call it small because it is always so filled with amazing elements. This one has a Christmas tree, and also a couple of people there that either can be decorating a tree or there is a snowman in that set. So you can use these individually. You can combine them all together for a wonderful winter scene. And here is that card example where I took one of the trees because I made like four trees out of it because they were so easy to put together. And this one's the tree and the snowman. The background there is a glimmer plate. I'll show you in a minute. But my first card there with the two people decorating the tree, this is using the embossing folder of the month. And it has all of these beautiful sprigs and snowflakes on there. And then my other card is using the glimmer of the month. So that one I foiled on a dark blue cardstock using matte silver glimmer foil. So these elements really do make the cutest scenes, or you can pair them with the large die of the month. That would be really fun too. Now, a lot of the sentiments you're seeing are coming from the clear stamp and die of the month. So I love these sentiments. There's also that beautiful kind of elegant designed tree. And there are coordinating dies for this, which of course I love. So you'll see these a lot throughout my projects. The next club that I have for you is the stitching die. And this one is a little peppermint. And then also a reindeer that is sitting on top. It is seriously the cutest. This one, I actually did the stitching. Now you're going to notice that glimmer plate again in the background. This card, I did the stitching, which was really fun and easy to do. But I'm also going to show you how you can create a card without using the stitching. So maybe stitching's not your thing. You can certainly use those dies without the stitching. Then if you sign up for the Deluxe Caboodle, which is all of the clubs, you would get a bonus die. And the bonus die this month is this banner sentiment plus the letter U and the word for, which you can combine with the letters from the stitching die of the month. Let's jump in and create a card. And the first thing I want to do is create my background. So I'm going to do a snowy background. I started with a light blue. This is Blue Sky from Gina K Designs. And at first I was going to have it fade off to white towards the bottom of the cardstock, but decided to just take it all the way down. So you could really start with a light blue colored cardstock, but of course I love my ink blending. So I did a light wash of that light blue color on there. Then I'm going to come in with a darker shade. And I think this is either blue denim or in the navy from Gina K Designs. It's a really nice dark blue. Both of them are great dark blues. And I'm going to bring this down quite a ways down towards the bottom, but still leave a highlight area with that light blue. I want to foil this background using the Glimmer Plate of the Month. And I know a lot of people will foil first and then ink blend. I personally like to ink blend first and then foil, but you need your background to be completely dry. So the ink is still wet right now. And what I like to do is, since I'm going to be foiling, while my Glimmer machine is warming up, I will place my ink blended panel on it and just let that sit. And that actually helps kind of speed up that drying process. So while my Glimmer system is warming up and my ink blended panel is drying, I'm going to go ahead and trim out some matte silver glimmer foil using my large shears from Spellbinders. I do recommend a large pair of scissors to do that. Just make sure that they are nice and clean and you keep them away from cutting any of your adhesive. I'll also take a small sentiment from the Glimmer set of the month, and I'm going to use the matte silver foil for that as well. And this is on just a nice like powder blue cardstock that I thought would work well. Now, I don't remember the cardstock name, but I will have it linked down below in the video description. Now, my Glimmer system is nice and hot because the green light is on. My panel, I'm pretty sure, is dry, and I'm going to trim my foil down just a little bit more. When I do foiling, I personally like to attach everything together with some Best Ever Craft tape. That just helps kind of avoid any mistakes if I shift anything or bump it. So I have my plate is on the bottom. You can't see it yet. I have my foil and then my cardstock, and I'm going to use the tape to secure those all together. Then I'll place it on my Glimmer system, place my shims and my plate on top, hit the button, and that's going to blink green. And when it's ready, it'll turn a solid green, and I can just disengage that and run that through my Platinum 6 die cut machine. Once I run that through, I'm going to put that back over to my Glimmer system. I'm going to push that back in so that it engages it. And I'm going to foil my sentiment right away as well. I just need to wait for the light to turn green first. And while I'm doing that, I am going to remove the foil from my ink blended cardstock panel. And here is where I kind of realized I made a slight boo-boo. So I foiled my plate upside down. You can see I was a little frustrated, but I didn't want to waste that panel. It just wasn't my original intention. So I'm going to go with it. I'm still going to use this background, and I'll show you what I do to kind of correct that. Here is that sentiment beautifully foiled with that silver and that blue. I wanted to trim it out, so I'm using a sentiment label die to cut that into a nice thin strip. So I have that ready to go. Now here's my solution for this background. I really wanted it to be darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. Obviously I did that wrong. So I'm going to come in again with that same dark blue ink that I had used to begin with. I'm going to blend over the top of my foiling, which I don't really care to do. I personally feels like it dulls the foil. That's just my opinion. But in this case, I had to because I needed to correct my situation. And then I'm also going to come in with a dark lilac. So a nice dark purple at the top to try and make that look dark at the bottom and a little lighter or darker on top and lighter on the bottom. Then I'm going to take a paper towel and just buff over the foiling to remove any excess ink there. So it's still a beautifully foiled pattern on the background there. Now that my panel is saved, I can start working on putting this reindeer together. So he is adorable because he's just kind of going to be sitting on top of that peppermint. I die cut out all of my pieces using Spellbinders cardstock, which again, I will have linked down below in the video description. And I'm going to attach all of these pieces with liquid glue. Now I did do the stitching piece and I did a backer piece, and I'm using both of those to create my reindeer. Now, again, you don't have to do stitching if you don't want to. If you enjoy that kind of thing, definitely give it a try. It is pretty quick to do, to be honest. Sometimes I get a little intimidated by stitching, but once I get going with it, I just put on a show on my computer and I just kind of get to stitching, and it goes really quick. And of course, these pieces are really easy to line up too. And if you ever struggle putting your pieces together or not knowing how they line up, be sure to check the Spellbinders website because they give great graphics that help kind of break each piece down and show you where they all go. My reindeer is finished. I moved on to some of the stripes on my peppermint. So I'm just going to do a couple of them here for you. But again, I did die cut out the backer piece and also the stitching piece for those. And then I'm going to do the peppermint piece. So that is the big circle. There are some embossed lines on there that help show you where these red pieces go in. I shouldn't have said stripes. They're like triangles in this case. But there are the embossed lines there to show you where they each line up. And those embossed lines are really helpful if you decide to do the stitching. So when I did my stitching, I just followed along that embossed line so it could show me the direction that my stitching would need to go. Now for the word joy, the letters J and Y, I die cut it out 3 times from white cardstock and I'm layering them together to give them that stacked look. I'm going to start on the assembly of my card. You can see I have some little helping hands there that was getting a kick out of that word joy. I created a side folding card base that I added tape runner to, and I'm placing my ink blended panel over the top. And then I'm going to start laying in my pieces. So I lay them out first before I start attaching anything. I want to make sure I'm giving myself enough space on each side of the letter. So I do recommend a liquid glue so you have a little bit of wiggle time to shift that because that circle, our peppermint, is going to overlap the letters, but you don't want to overlap it so much that you hide the letters. Now, my letters are glued down, and I added some foam squares or thin foam squares behind the peppermint. Before I attach that, I want to attach my reindeer. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue down on his front legs and right under his front kind of, or actually it's his muzzle there. That's going to overlap the peppermint. I added the thin foam squares behind his head, and then I can pop this up on the front of the card. For that skinny strip sentiment, I added 2 thin foam squares to kind of each side of it, and then a little bit of liquid glue right in the middle. I can then take a white gel pen and add some highlights to the hooves and maybe the holly, but it's just kind of a fun added touch to give him a little bit more cuteness. I mean, he's already cute, but the white gel pen really adds something special to him. I hope you enjoyed today's inspiration. I know it's been a while since I have shared any projects created with these Spellbinders Club kits, so I hope you enjoyed these. There's still a few other kits or clubs that I don't have, so be sure to check out the Spellbinders website to see those for October 2025. These supplies will all be linked down below in the video description and over on my blog. If you enjoyed today's video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up to let YouTube know to share it with other card makers. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. Here is another video I think you might enjoy.